Hello everyone, welcome to our intermediate accounting class for this fall. We're glad that you joined us. This video is just to do a quick overview on where things are on the course site so that you feel comfortable and are ready to get started as we begin class on the 29th. So at the top of the course are all of the things that you will most likely be accessing. There's course home, the content, which is where all of the learning modules are listed. The list of discussions. Dropboxes is how we turn in homework and tests. You'll be able to look at your grades. You'll know where you are at any given time, and class progress will actually tell you not only what your grades are, but what you've accessed and what you haven't, and even what your score you need to get a certain grade going forward. If you want to send me an email, do it here. It's better than sending it through the regular my regular email address. We look at these usually sooner, and then resources. You can find Smart Thinking is our online tutoring. There's not a lot of in-person tutoring for intermediate accounting, but it also it gives you a tutorial on how to use Desire to Learn or Brightspace, which is our learning management system that we're using here. All right. In the middle is my news feed that I will use to update you in what's coming up. On the right hand side here is my picture and my contact information, how to reach me, email. Again, better to email me through the system, but this is the alternative. And my personal Zoom room, which is for office hours or any appointment we might set up. All right, is there. So that is how to reach me. I want to be available within 24 hours of any questions you have at least. And if you keep scrolling down, you have the calendar and what things, and then you have what's called the content browser, which is a kind of a condensed version of our content. You probably most likely will go just to the content this way, and you'll see the various modules and so forth. So I want to spend a few minutes looking at the syllabus, make sure that we are good on what our expectations are. Okay, my name, introduce yourselves, and hopefully in the same way as I have on the introduction discussion board. This is, again, another link to my Zoom room for my office hours online, Monday, Wednesday, 10 to 11 a.m., and Wednesday, 7:30 to 9, online via, or in other times via appointment or on Zoom. Okay? CRN number. We don't have any meeting times. A couple of phone numbers that probably not as useful as the email and the Zoom link. Okay, if you need refund dates, catalog description, what your prerequisites are. We do not have a textbook. We will do a lot of reading online and using the materials that are provided that are freely available online. You're certainly welcome to do other research in terms of the material and the topics we cover. Okay, here's our learning outcomes and our expectations. I will say we want you to feel very comfortable asking for help. This is a difficult course. There will be a discussion board for every topic that you can use to ask questions. Please ask for help when you get stuck. That is the whole point. Okay? Everybody will need it. I will respond as quickly as possible, or maybe even one of your colleagues will respond more quickly. Okay? We're going to use instead of a textbook, we're going to use some FASB codification. We're going to use CPA retraining materials and other readings that I've created for you to review the material. Okay? So please ask questions if it is unclear. We have 2 tests. They will be problem and essay oriented. They'll be take home. You'll have about 7 days to complete them. You'll be expected to do so with Excel. They will involve preparing financial statements, and so you will have time to work on it, and then you upload them into the Dropbox. So there will be no timed testing in this course. It'll all be based on you working on it and then resubmitting it. Discussion postings will generally be 1 a week, except when we're taking tests. First one will be made by Saturday and follow up by Tuesday. Okay, when it will lock the actual discussion board. So we want you to post 2 times. Every one of our discussions requires more than 1 posting. You certainly can do more than 2, but you need to do at least 2. Remember that it should be well written, clear, 2 or 3 complete sentences. Okay, courteous and respectful, even especially if you disagree. All right. We'll get started on this annual report project a little bit later, but just as an introduction, we're going to put you in groups, okay, and then we're going to answer a series of questions about Walt Disney's annual report and their financial reporting. I encourage you to do this in a Google Doc so that you can work together and collaborate on this. I will give you discussion boards to be able to communicate for just within your group. And you'll have much of the semester to work on that. We'll get started in 2 or 3 weeks, and then you'll have up until the end of the semester to work on that. So that's something to look forward to. Homework. Each of these, again, the homework, because we don't have a textbook. The homework problems are ones that I've created. Okay, instructions will be in the Dropbox, and then you will upload your answers to the Dropbox. When you have done so, you'll be able to review my answers, my explanation of the answers, and make any corrections. Okay, and then resubmit to those Dropbox by Monday. Okay, that will use the following criteria for grading. If you want full credit, full 20 points, and you didn't get all of them correct first time, then you need to explain your corrections and make sure you do so in a different color and provide yourself some explanation so you can use it for the test when we go forward. So that is how we will look at full credit on that. If you do those things, you'll get 20 points for each assignment. Here's our class activities and calendar for each week, referencing all that we're covering and the assignments and when they're due. This is how grading. It's pretty straightforward. We got our 2 tests. We got our homework. We got our annual report project with Walt Disney, and we have our graded discussions. Total points 750. The usual point scale. All right. This is an online class, so you can do your work anytime, but you got to get it by the deadline. And if you need to be late, you need to make previous arrangements as soon as you know that that's going to be an issue. Okay, and we will deal with late according to that policy. Okay. Our attendance policy, we don't have attendance in the same way. More, do you always participating and logging into our course on a regular basis, multiple times a week, so that we can keep up with all of the reading and all of our assignments. If you have any issues with needing accommodation or any help, please feel free to contact these individuals or let me know. And our following policy about academic dishonesty. Please just use your best judgment, and you're only cheating yourself, okay, if you use other sources that are not allowed in the course to do the work, the tests, or any of the homework. It should be your work and your work alone. Except when we're working on our group project, and that information, all of the questions, all of the things that are reviewed in that are actually here in the syllabus. So we'll get started in a couple of weeks with that, but if you want to preview what kinds of things you're going to be writing about, looking at, that is there for you to prepare for. Okay? So looking at the content, just to give you an idea what to find. First of all, there's a couple of videos here that might help you get used to the way we do our this class. Each one will have some questions to answer, some things to think about as you start your study, your learning objectives, learning activities, and then there will be a series of resources to review our topic for the week. So for instance, this is General Accounting Principles web page. So that's our topic for the first week. Okay, I've given you some reading, some Word documents. I'll give you a video. I'll give you PowerPoint slides. I'll give you a video reviewing those PowerPoint slides. I'm giving you some other resources. Okay, and that's the way it will be with each topic each week. Then there will be that discussion that we've warned you about that will be graded. There will be the learning module will be practice, so you'll be able to give it some try and then watch my explanation of how you should have done it, and then the homework. Once you have done the homework, then you'll be able to see the video. The video will be hidden until you posted your answers, and then you'll be able to see it and make any corrections to that homework. So that's how each of the modules is laid out. And then there's the module for the tests that are a little different weeks. Remember, we have 2 of those. So that should give you a sense, help you feel comfortable with the class and the way it's organized. Again, when you have questions, there is always a discussion board one click away that will allow you to ask questions of me or your colleagues, and that we can help you along the way.